Welcome to Genius Stone Dialogs, conversations about unleashing wisdom, wealth, and well-being. Alan Hutner, your host here, sitting across from me, founder and CEO of Genius Stone Partners, Paul David Walker. Welcome.
Glad to be here.
Paul David Walker was part of building the first leadership firm to align strategy, structure, and culture, and has been a business leadership advisor to the CEOs of Fortune 500 and mid-sized companies for over 25 years. He is the author of Unleashing Genius, Leading Yourself, Teams, and Corporations, and 2 other books. His success has come from helping to unleash the genius of the people around him. He is known as a visionary leader and master of collaboration and has been mentored by some of the most profound philosophers and spiritual leaders of our time.
Yeah.
Allow me the good fortune of interviewing you, conversing with you, and introducing you.
Thanks. It was a great introduction. And I've got to say a few things about Alan here before we get into this, because Alan is now communications partner in Genius Stone. And the reason for that is he's one of the best interviewers I have ever worked with. He has a way of drawing out deep thoughts that might not come out otherwise. He's just brilliant at it, and he comes to me after a distinguished career in the corporate world, in the corporate finance world, working with startups. And I know you told me the story at one time you decided life was more than numbers, and you went off to study life with some of the great masters. You went to an ashram and really learned about life.
Yeah. And
that, Alan, has really paid off for you. You're bringing a unique combination of business acumen and deep philosophical understanding. And that's what I think will be magical here in our dialogue.
Well, I thank you for that too, and really appreciating the chance to be part of the Genius team and Genius Stone Partners, and now Genius Stone Dialogues. We're going to do a series of these, and today's Genius Stone dialogue engages the question: how do you create the future? There's a variety of things that I think you could say about it. It's a broad topic.
Yeah.
But to you, Paul.
How do you create the future? It's funny enough, being a CEO coach, I get this question all the time, because that is the job of a CEO, to create the future for his company, for his employees. The best way I can explain this is a simple story. Just imagine for a moment that the whole world is a dance floor. You got the band up on the stage, they're playing. You got people down on the floor, big dance floor, dancing. Now the band, metaphorically, represents the life force or the force of a market, this intelligence that permeates everything. That's what the band represents in this analogy. And then we have the people. Mm-hmm. Now, there's some people outside of this soundproof room who look in, see people dancing, can't hear the music, and wonder what they're doing. Yeah? And then we have people in the dance that are standing at the side. They're watching, tapping their feet. Some people are dancing, and it's going pretty well, but have occasional moments of brilliance, and sometimes they're way off. But, 2 or 3 moments of brilliance in a dance is worth the whole thing, right? Mm-hmm. And then, of course, you have the brilliant dancers that are dancing in front of the band, and they're just so creative. They're creating rhythms and counter rhythms, and people are starting to follow them. Even unconsciously, they're starting to follow them and see the movements.
You use the word life force,
mm-hmm.
and I know for myself, sometimes you can't help moving to the music.
Yeah.
Even if you're not formally dancing,
mm-hmm.
that energy gets you moving unconsciously. So don't you think you just need to trust sometime and let the dance move you?
Yeah, one of my teachers, Brew Joy, says every morning, dance me, right? Dance me. But you have to meet the rhythm. You have to meet the life force. You have to be present. That's the first step. You have to dance with the rhythm as it is, with the flow of a market as it is. That's the first step. But then, like the dancers in the middle of the floor, they start creating. They start creating from the essential rhythms that are coming from the metaphorical life force of the band. And if you've ever been at a dance for a long period of time, the band starts innovating based on what the brilliant dancers are doing. And that's the moment of magic. Yeah? Because now the beings that are dancing are changing the life force itself. Because they are part of the life force. Their activity can't help but change it.
When we were talking, you brought in the word engage. And I think it's about allowing yourself to engage in the process. And it recalls to me the expression, don't be a wallflower. Mm-hmm. And the Zen teachings that I remember the master saying that become one with it,
right.
Whether it's an object or an experience, doing and being a combination, mm-hmm. and it brings up do, mm-hmm. be, mm-hmm. do, be, and that song.
Old song, I guess.
Doobie do.
Doobie do, yeah. First step in anything is being completely present with what's really happening as opposed to what you think is happening. Mm-hmm. That's the secret. I mean, the life force infuses and creates life. And the life that it infuses as it grows, expands, dances, if you will, influences the life force. They're not separate. That's how you create the future. Not like popular books in The Secret, thinking, wishing, and hoping. That doesn't change the flow of cause and effect. Mm-hmm. Your being, your dancing with the flow of cause and effect changes the future. It's the only thing that changes the future.
And this is what you teach to your clients?
Yeah, teach to my clients, because a CEO or a company has to really be present with their marketplace, with their team, with what's going on in the economy, as opposed to wishing it were different, as opposed to wishing how they could change it or hoping that they could change it. They need to engage it as it is and dance with it and create from that platform. That will change the future.
That is the metaphor.
Yeah.
Okay. So next on Genius Stone Dialogues, how to discover and manifest genius.
All right. That'll be fun.